Look at me, right here. We're back. ESL Pro League, Season 5. We're about to go into SK and Liquid. It's about to be a clash here. I'm with Vendetta. My name is Stunna, and I guarantee you this is the matchup you all came here for, probably in the first place.
Yeah, no, definitely a solid matchup. The number 1 spot versus the number 3. Actually, if Liquid take both maps here, they can actually be at 15 as well. So then we'll have a 3-way tie for first.
Just all around, not an interesting. I mean, it's interesting to us.
Yeah.
But to those guys, they're most definitely not enjoying that.
No, that's you don't want to have that kind of pressure on you. Obviously, SK, they're looking to get that first seed locked down. That's what they want to get towards. And for Liquid, as weird as it sounds, they're kind of in survival mode at this point. They need to win out, grab as many maps as possible because they've got a rough schedule. Let's
take a look at this SK lineup because, I mean, these guys, they're the real deal, I think.
Yeah.
Fur, Fallen, Coldzera, Taco, Phelps, names you've heard multiple times. Maybe even today you've heard them multiple times.
Yeah, already been through that lineup, and obviously it's worth mentioning because it's so incredibly strong. Just the amount of firepower on that side is unreal, and they don't really have any big downsides to their players. All very well rounded. I think if anything, probably Phelps would be the weakest point in that sense in terms of. His overaggression might get the better of him at times, but outside of that, very little to point out as a negative thing for SK.
Well, let's move it on to the Liquid side of things and take a look here. You're going to notice Twist there at the bottom next to JDM, Stanislaw, Elige, and Nitro. Now, we've gone over Twist, but in case the viewers are just joining us, what is the situation in this camp?
Well, obviously, Twist just joined the team, but the entire team has just gotten to LA pretty much. They're sitting there boot camping now at the Team Liquid house, trying to get everything to work smoothly as quickly as possible. Because as we mentioned, they have a hectic schedule coming up, so they want to make the most out of it. Get into the groove of things right away, and I think that's a good move.
A good move here. Let's take a look at some of Elige's moves here, just as we pull that up for you guys. Elige tackling a very nice ace here, and I think in all reality, when Elige is on point, he's a force to be reckoned with.
Oh yeah, he's been by quite some margin actually Liquid's best player for a long time, and even when Liquid has dipped in terms of results and playoff or tournament placings, Elige has actually been one of the few consistent things about this team where he's always putting up a solid performance, and he's doing it while having a pretty aggressive role as well. Him and Nitro are kind of that duo that goes in first for Liquid in a lot of sites, which obviously puts you in a very volatile situation where you can very easily die. But Elige has just been fantastically consistent with his performance so far.
And I mean, his lethality is just out of this.
Oh yeah, no, he's just we talk about Coldzera, Fur, all those guys, like how good they are. Elige is just definitely a part of that same tier.
Absolutely. I do believe we have a segment prepared with the Bears to kind of overcap the first map of the night, which is going to be Mirage. Let's take a look now with the Bears at SK's Mirage.
Hey guys, welcome back to Stromberg Strategies. We're going to take a look at SK on Mirage. And what I want to highlight on this clip are the mind games at this high level. I'm going to show 2 rounds of SK, a contrast specifically from Fur's point of view, on how, okay, he's taking his time, he's going to flash, he's going to kind of half peek it, make sure that he does not get opt. While in the meantime, his teammates are nading, they're smoking, they're making a lot of sound cues in this middle, alerting VP, putting in their mind, hey, they're making a lot of noise taking middle. And I like this smoke by Fur. As you pause right here, this is a cool little lineup, so you don't have to rely on that person top middle to throw the smoke. You learn something new every day, right? So I put this in here because I also learned the smoke. As you play it, he'll toss it off this, he'll bounce on the other side of connector. And it does a lot of good stuff. I like this. I like the new stuff that SK can bring any match. But the point being, SK, they're being loud. As I say, making a lot of sound cues to put in the mind game. So the next gun round, so 2 rounds later, SK, pretty similar kind of setup, but this time Fur's making more noise towards B halls. He's spamming, he's trying to bait utility, maybe keep 2 people in B, but the process is it's almost the exact same thing where he's going to take out the underpass, but this time they're not making sound cues. He's not making a whole bunch of noise once he pushes throughout middle. They're just holding middle. They're going to slowly creep up middle because the gun round before, they made a lot of noise, a lot of sound cues in middle. And so this allows allows SK to get in position to where if VP, if they want to find information, they have to peek. They have to look for it if they want this information. So this allows SK to kind of set up to if VP peeked, they would have got headshotted. They got outshotted, as right here. Now, once they in their positions, they're able to toss a couple smokes, move a little quicker. But it's two different contrasts how SK, they're not playing for the first and second gun round. They're playing for the whole 16 rounds. And each strat leads up. It modifies their identity. We know how SK plays. Top teams know how SK plays. So in order to counter their own style or to mix it up a lot, that you have to do small things like, okay, we have 2 A takes. We could do it fast and loud, or slow and loud, or slow and quietly. Both times can work, especially against teams that counter-strat each other all the time. They've played each other, that know each other's play styles and habits. SK does a great job of countering that, and they destroy VP in the match. And SK, not too shabby, I might say. Back to you, Stunna.
All right, we're back. Sorry, we were actually just discussing that the mother of all bombs here, which is what this matchup could be.
Yeah. If
both these teams come in full form. And I'm telling you right now, these teams got some heavy hitters, man.
They definitely do. Obviously, with the first map being Mirage, I think you kind of have to lean towards SK. It's obviously been an extremely good map, and I think, as showcased with DeVere's video right there, they're super strong on it. I think from that game, actually, he highlighted that's the 16-2 victory they had at Starlight versus Virtus Pro, and that's no easy feat.
No, absolutely no easy feat. I mean, already a team like Virtus Pro, Yeah,
exactly. So no, it's just very strong, and they have so many ways of actually being effective. Obviously, a lot of the focus is going to be towards mid for the Brazilians, but they have so many ways of going about it, which is really cool to see. It's also going to be fun to see how Phelps plays it out. We've seen that he has different ways of going about it, especially being active towards that CPL window is really cool to see on that T side, and whether or not obviously a team like Team Liquid are going to be aware of that.
Now, going into Mirage, I mean, we actually just saw 2 maps full of double op setup, right? So,
yeah.
Like going into Mirage, who's your clear favorite to go into this one?
Well, clear favorite might be a bit of a stretch, but yeah, I'm going to have to side with SK. I think they just overall have the better scenario, better setup to succeed really at this point. Because Team Liquid, you have to remember, Twist has probably never played a game of Mirage with this 5, and that's obviously something you have to take into account. So even though they're at boot camp and they've probably gone through things and dry run a couple of strats, it's going to be really tough to beat SK on their best map like that.
Well, let's bring our commentators into the equation now. We've got Samuel Marine and John Mullen standing by. Now, Samuel Marine, what are you thinking in terms of a winner here between these two teams?
Ooh, I think they'll split 1-1.
Split 1-1. Who takes Mirage though?
Not Liquid.
All right,
it's a very solid way of saying SK.
All right, well, thank you very much, guys. Yeah, so let's bounce off of that one and take a look now. Why, is this just a bad map overall for Liquid, or too dominant of one for SK?
I think this is going to be SK's new, best map.
Perfect.
Yeah, because the way SK is playing now is they're making Phelps as comfortable as possible. Like on Train, he's always up close. He's around ladder. He's around E-Box and stuff before you had FNX there. Mm-hmm. But I think on Mirage, it actually makes them better because on T side, he's just so good around window and making plays around there, and they really open up opportunities for him. So I think this is going to be their new best map.
All right. Yeah. Well, we'll have to see if Liquid can bring it back, of course. Just waiting, as you can see in the other window there, for the players to get themselves readied up. And as soon as they are, we'll be jumping into this match and see who indeed will take it now. Another important note here, too, is, again, in case anybody missed the news yesterday or wasn't here for the matches then, is that we do have Twist jumping into the roster now for Team Liquid. And I believe he's still in. He actually had a bit of a rough patch yesterday, though. Obviously, again, new team, probably filling into a new role as well. So it is going to take him some time to adjust for that. But the initial impression yesterday wasn't so great. So we have to hope
that they win 2-0, though?
Yeah, they did.
Come on, man.
What?
They got the dubs.
Yeah.
Over here calling them out over victories?
Well, now they're going against SK.
Yes. Now we'll
so
see
I'm saying that
how he's fitting in.
His performance there yesterday might become a problem now if they get off to a slow start here. Was the point I was trying to get to.
They got the dubs, man. That's all that mattered.
That's
for
true.
Rushing up middle, as we commonly see him do on the CT side of Mirage. Gets deep positioning. I don't think Elige saw him either.
Yeah, there's just going to be a little bit of a waiting out here. Spur waits for that one patiently. Gets a tap onto Elige, but unfortunately, the same is returned onto him. Nothing huge being done to either player there. And actually, this leaves Nitro kind of on his own now.
Yeah, and if they were all grouped up towards A or something, you probably would have seen them go out A, but because they're so split up, they can't really react off that information that they did push top mid. Generally, like you see, it's a retake A setup. So if you see people push top mid like that, it's almost always a retake A, which means you could, if you're ready for an A exec or anything, you could actually go out A and take advantage of that, get the bomb down and kind of play post plan. But they're so spread out that they're not able to. Now they still go back into it, which is smart. Phelps is going to be around underpass and connector, but Fallen just sitting back CT spawn. Also, no kit on SK.
Yep, so as we do see Team Liquid getting prepped to push in towards A, the defenses here are actually still relatively weak. You've really only got Fallen watching out for a ticket booth push towards himself over there, whereas they don't really have anybody inside of the site. Phelps is in connector. Thankfully, Fallen is just fracking out, though. Got a nice little double kill. He's even going to get greedy here, pushing in and trying to kill the bomb planter. Not successful in that one, but Nitro does catch the location of Phelps in the process of them losing Stanislaw there. So Nitro trades onto Phelps, brings us back down to a 3v2. It is left towards Nitro and Twist to clutch this one back out. Nice shot from Nitro, though. Just deletes Fur, knocks him out of the server. Twist also helping out from over on top of Palace over there. The Nitro being the big distraction right now, and they're both trying to move into dispatch of him, hiding out in this position, but he lines himself up for 2 more headshots, and it's the ace from Nitro to start off this map for Team Liquid.
That was insane. That was crazy. Nitro just had such a ridiculous round. My goodness. That is against SK too, that he just did that.
Yep.
So what you saw them do is they grouped up towards A, they smoked jungle, and they smoked top connector, and they pushed towards stairs. Fallen punished them hard for it. He got 2 kills. He ran in to kill the planner, maybe an overextend, like you said, a little bit of it maybe, but they didn't have a kit, remember? And Nitro with just a heroic effort on his part. Nice shot onto him though. 43 damage across the map with that Deeg. Cold Zero on Cat. Elige kind of tucked in the corner, or is he towards A ramp?
I think he's... No, he's corner.
Okay.
So he's going to be hiding out behind that little box or whatever it is right there. Cold Zera just getting tagged back, though, so not going to be challenging things here directly out from Cat. Will still hide behind the little boxes, sneak up around the corner from it, but still tagged again, and it'll push him back even more so. So it gives Liquid the early control of mid. They will still have to be cautious moving in towards connector as Fur waiting for the CZ, though, and JDM reads it early on, so he'll connect the kill there. And overall, the early round, everything going the way that Liquid wants it to. There's been no real resistance from SK. They take fast mid control, they push back the Cat player, they kill the guy in connector. Phelps, obviously, as you saw back over there, was allowed to push over towards T-Spawn, where he's holding an angle here, and could potentially pinch if Team Liquid are going too slowly into the site itself. But as long as they keep moving forward here, then more than likely, they'll be able to avoid that issue for most of this round.
It's a full B stack, though. Phelps pushed A, so he has the read.
And he is going to see that all of his teammates rotate back in. Moves into this one. A little bit messy from Phelps on that initial kill, but he does get it indeed. However, the guys out on the site don't really get anything done at all. Fallen finally tagging in for 1, maybe a second if he can dip in here and find Nitro, but he wasn't expecting for Stanislaw to go for the peak. So it's a pretty short-lived push from Fallen, and Phelps, unfortunately, after that initial kill he got, is not able to get anything else done as he's smoked out from the apartments.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't see how the kills went down in the B site itself, but pretty fortunate for Liquid that the round turned out that way. They had 3 players on B. Fallen was coming very quickly on that rotate. I think he was actually spawning Cat probably for a little bit. But usually Taco and Cold do work there and probably win that round more often than not, especially when Phelps is on that quick flank.
Oh, it's a fast push from, I believe that's... it was Taco that moved himself up on top of the steps there, but doesn't really lead to all that much. Obviously, SK on a full save here, so not really expecting ourselves to see a massive upset on this round. They have tried to stack together by that A ramp after spotting out a player, but this is going to be a bit misguided. Liquid pretty much completely bailed out from that and are now stacking their players up outside of the B hall push. Nice initial kill from Twist over here, takes down Fallen, sees that there are more, so he's going to call for a few reinforcements. He got tagged a bit too, down to 43 HP, and now Twist is moving into dispatch of the remaining players, ends up killing all 3 of them on his own, and now it's just Taco and Cold Zera. They're already trying to contest from the window, but again, doesn't really go anywhere, and it's looking like JDM may be able to just clean up this last kill on Taco. Himself just end up a little bit closer towards Nitro, but he still ends up getting the kill anyway. 3-0 start for Liquid, and it's pretty clean at that. And now we finally see the full investment coming in from SK. control here by Twist. Maybe it's his teammate to help out with that so that he doesn't kind of overexpose himself and lose in that situation. SK, even though they are buying here, they do make the choice to actually buy Fur down to a UMP so that they can get that extra utility, of which if he did not do this, it would really only be Taco buying it up. And he's also the only player with a kit this time too, so despite the fact that obviously the first gun round for them is coming into play here, it's still very light in terms of what is actually brought to the table. So Liquid will have a slight advantage in that regard. And early on, just taking top mid control, along with sending Stanislaw to the entrance of the underpass there, but he doesn't push through just yet. He's kind of going to be waiting this one out, and for the most part, Liquid are remaining quite quiet across the map. All of their players are just kind of holding after they did get that top mid control, and not showing any signs of trying to move out to get more control until I think they're ready to deploy smokes or something like that. As I did just smoke out the window position, Phelps was brought down to 12 HP. Just being really careful of SK getting aggressive, but they're not going to spot it. So in a few moments here, they are going to have to start moving out and moving in towards the site.
Yeah, Phelps gets knocked down to about 12 health, but they have a double connector set up, one in window as well, so they're playing a retake. Liquid just kind of waiting it out. They're waiting their smokes out, it looks like. Still has one on Twist, one on JDM. So actually, they already used 3, but still not sure how this play is going to develop. Bomb toward B, but is it going to be an A fake? Are those two guys going to go up cap? What's going on here?
Yeah, Liquid moving forward. Elige catching a first kill onto Phelps now. The bomb itself is going to be sent through the apartments in towards B. But they still need to get guys actually lined up to push in towards Cat. And there's still plenty of players from SK. In fact, they rotated an additional player inside. And he, along with Taco, who was originally here, are going to pick up a combined 3 kills. Now, Taco gets burned out. Cold Zera gets eliminated. And Twist, thankfully, kills Fur in mid. So it goes back into the control of Team Liquid, just barely, though. And now the plant's going to move back in. But Fallen, peeking out, kills Elige. And, well, Twist is going to be waiting over here. But Fallen still hopped back over it. The re-peek inside should have been able to see that nade being tossed back out. And he dodges it in his own regard. So Fallen gets the 1v2 clutch at the end. And that'll put SK on the board.
That's the issue I have with how Twist lurks, and I had this issue with it when he was on Misfits. I mean, this kid's like insanely talented, especially gun battle wise, but the play is developing, right? And he's over at A, and with 30 seconds left in the round, he has to run all the way back from A. He has to hope that his teammates can get the bomb down at B and basically set him up for post plant. Like, he's so far disconnected. He gets that kill, yes, at middle, but even that kill, that's not guaranteed to happen. If that guy wasn't rotating that way, if he would have went through ladder room, he wouldn't have gotten that kill, right? If he would have, went window and did the ladder jump, if he would have went underpass, he wouldn't have got the kill. If he would have went market, obviously he's not getting the kill. And he's too disconnected. At that time, at 30 seconds, he should either flank A quickly or be first to contact at A, or he needed to be back at his team, to help his team out a bit earlier.
So early on in the round, again, not a whole lot happening, actually. Team Liquid, again, just posting up towards top mid. It is looking like they're actually going to move up to Cat a little bit more early, though, as they've smoked out the window. And they've started to push up Nitro right on the edge of the connector play, so he's going to have to be a bit cautious here. The smoke's on the other end of it, though, so the only people that would be able to actually contest him are those that are inside of the connector, of which there are currently none from the SK camp. So SK... Our Team Liquid, do move in over here towards the ladder room. They'll take that control, and they may even aggress on a Phelps, who's not paying attention for this at all right now. They were really quiet and moving into it, but they don't even see him. He remains completely quiet about his position. Elige is checking forward, but that little tiny barrier there is blocking it. Phelps takes a battle, though, and that is finally going to give him away, and that's where Elige will strike. So down goes Phelps for free. JDM was dropped to 13 HP because of the battle that Phelps was allowed to take due to Team Liquid's other players not actually spotting him through that little grate there, but still, it's of little consequence with the 5v4 happening. And now we're going to end up seeing Team Liquid, I believe, go towards A, but they're not really going to leave themselves a whole lot of time to take it. And now Fallen picking up the trade kill into Nitro here. The team still, just shift walking at this point with 15 seconds left. Fur's also going to be close steps. Fallen kills JDM. Fur gets this kill close up. That's pretty much the round here. Elige would have to do something incredible to try and bring this back, as will Twist here. They move in, they get that kill. 5 seconds left. They've got to plant the bomb, and unfortunately Twist is running out of time here, so he's just hoping to frag out, but Fallen takes him out, and there you have it. It's a round for SK.
Yeah, and I'm gonna try to keep tabs on that, like how many times that happens, where Twist is kind of like, I mean that round, it's not really his fault. The strategy itself, it's 4v5, and they still end up taking 15 seconds left just rushing the site, right? So I'm not sure what's taking them so long to get in position to actually have a good chance of winning these rounds, but it is taking a while. But that's twice now that Twist has been like just last alive and just too far disconnected from the play to even really win the round.
Really nice early nade coming out from Taco here. Pretty much destroys Nitro's health pool. He's down at 37. Continues to spray inside in hopes of catching maybe a player or two from Team Liquid that would have gone for an early push inside. And they're still remaining stacked out here. But no follow through just yet, as once again, just like many of these rounds before, they move in, they take the early control they want, and then are going to be wanting to run down the timer before they actually follow through with a push. Molly as well being deployed to delay this a bit more, but now Taco's seen it. He's not going to challenge that from the front van position. He has Coldzera coming in to assist though. Nitro goes down first off here. Stan will get a trade, and actually Coldzera, well, he does do damage to both Stan and Twist. He's not going to be able to get the kill, so they both escape with a kill of their own and a man advantage for Team Liquid. No guns being recovered though, so nobody upgrading to the FAMAS or the M4 that they were both looking at. So they're only on Tech 9s, but with Stan eliminating a Phelps, again, another advantage. These guys, Fer gets dinked and getting his first kill there. He's going to be very careful taking an additional one. Still makes it work out, though, against JDM, and that's what's important here now. Also seeing Fallen move back into the site, trades out the op for an M4, jumps onto the bomb. It's a full 10-second defuse, and unfortunately, kind of going to give himself up for this, but no! His opponent goes knifing into it. Elijah is still going to get the kill on Fer, and Twist closes out on Fallen, but that knife could have proved to be a little bit risky there had Fallen have been able to lock onto that one and find the kill himself.
Yeah, and that's the second time at B that they're losing the round. In situations where you think they're going to hold. I mean, Taco and Cold are both there. It's very unlike SK to lose those type of rounds, especially against like Tech 9s and whatnot.
Into the next one, we will go with SK actually forcing the issue this time. 3 UMPs, along with us seeing a 5-7 pickup from Fallen, but that doesn't last very long. In fact, he's the first one to go down against Twist. Pushes himself up to the ramp, where he'll find Fallen just waiting for him there, and an easy kill to pick up to start Team Liquid off well into this round. The rest of the team still stuck at top mid for the most part, while having JDM waiting at the edge of the apartments. He hasn't seen much here just yet, so he may call for some teammates to group up with him and to go for this B push. However, keep in mind, there is quite a few players from the SK side of things waiting for them over in this area, at the very least hiding out through underpass there to try and go for an early flank against them. So they will have to be cautious of that, as those guys are starting to move over towards the steps to start that pinch, although to be coming in a little bit early, it will almost definitely be able to catch JDM off guard. He's not going to be the first one, and in fact, he's probably going to be hanging out in these apartments for a little bit longer than the rest of the team. Goes to the molly, there's the flank in from Phelps. Now they're going to have another one to work with. Cold and Taco all picking up kills here. Phelps with another one. Stan trying to keep this one flowing and alive, but he's got a 1v2 set up against him here. So far, up on top from within inside of the apartments here, and he does not have the bomb either. So he's got to go lurking around to try and retrieve that. Spotted out by Fer, and he'll finish the job, ending up with a double kill for himself and a 3rd round overall in this map for SK.
Just very strange round there by SK. Twist gets that early kill onto Fallen, probably trying to push up A ramp aggressively. They completely give up A. Full gamble towards B. That at least gives them a chance to win the round, right? Luckily for them, nobody scouts out A at all. They have 2 players in underpass. They double flank. Taco does a great job on the site. Cold is in ladder room. He flanks Cat. I mean, that was so well played by SK.
So off of that one now, it gives SK their full buy in this one, and Fer catching JDM nice and early here. Liege and Nitro trading those kills out, but Coldzera tagging in for another one, and he actually almost loses himself with that jump. Thankfully for him, the player down below is not going to be as on point with the Tech 9 aim. So Nitro not able to pick that one up just yet. Twist, in the meantime, actually snuck back out. Fallen still hits the shot, taking down Twist. Now leaving this into a 3-on-2. Granted, 2 of the players from SK are quite lit. Both Taco and Fallen very, very low. Essentially one tappable by both Nitro and Liege. So they will have to be careful in the way that they peek out against it, but Coldzera still very much in the fight, and very much a force to be reckoned with here. This will be part of the A play, assuming Team Liquid still decide to go through with a push and connector.
Yeah, Twist bringing down Fallen to 22 health. If he was able to connect on that kill, would have been a round 1. A site would have been open, coming up to a connector, probably get the bomb down for CT spawn pretty cleanly. Especially because where Twist was, he would have been able to watch jungle as well, right?
Yeah, so now Nitro is going to sneak his way back in over towards the jungle area where Coldzera is waiting for it. Coldzera not necessarily getting the spray that he wanted, though. Well, he does bring a little bit of damage onto some of those players. It's relatively insignificant. It's Fallen, though. That takes down Liege and leaves us all into the hands of Nitro with a 1v3 and only 20 seconds left to actually get this bomb onto the ground. The nade going in?
Ooh.
Not
How does that end up doing 71 to Cold?
I don't know. Well, Cold
I
still.
thought the max was 55 blue.
No, he was already lit from something.
Oh, was
he was
he?
at like 60 or 70, I think.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, so SK getting, stabilizing a bit here. I actually think that was a pretty good play by Twist, though. I mean, you got fallen down 20. I think that was a kill he probably should have had. So if you're lurking and you're Twist right there, you say, okay, I just didn't get the frag, but that was actually like a pretty decent lurk. You know, he had the read that Fallen was there, opping and kind of snuck out on him.
Well, it'll put Liquid onto a full save here, and the Twist anyway. He's going pretty straightforward into the apartments early on. That'll bring out the nades, knocking off half of his own HP, and Taco just wants the kill, so he's going to follow through with it, seeing if he can find him in the back alley, and more importantly, seeing if he can find anyone else that would be stacked up here, ready for just a flush play out. Nice shot from coldzera, just taking out Elige pretty quickly here. Twist making himself a little bit of a problem to actually take out himself. coldzera takes another shot here. Finally, Taco gets that kill. Really push from the left side. Elsewhere on the map, Phelps is taking out JDM. Yep, it's a cleanup round, and Fur is going to get the last kill, pushing himself through the T ramp.
Yeah, and Liquid, after winning that pistol, only connecting on the one round where they had, Tech 9s and whatnot, pushing towards B. But every other gun round, SK has won and won decently clean.
Well, now Team Liquid back up to the full AK purchases. We're not going to see the op coming back in from JDM just yet. Money's a little bit too low for that. And meanwhile, on the SK side of things, they've got a double op set up, which is certainly going to be something to be reckoned with when you look at this team on this map. So Stan, possibly first at the bat here against Fallen as he's playing to a very close angle. Did see the leg, but actually misses the shot, misses the second one as well. And now that's Liquid getting the early advantage. That gives them T-ramp control. Both of the CTs here on the A site actually stacked up sort of in the connector too and having to play this one together. So this is really dangerous as Stan's going to continue to push forward. He takes the contact and gets the kill. Burt trading it back out. They are surprised to find a second player inside of connector there. And because of that, he double kills. But beyond that, they're not really getting anything done. This is down to coldzera now to pull off a 1v3. He already crept himself through over here into the connector, spotted Twist too, but just wasn't really paying attention to it, so tries to go for a jerk reaction, misses that shot. Now he's been revealed, and now Liquid can set up in their post plant specifically against coldzera's own positioning. There's not really a hope of him to be able to pull this off, so he's slowly backing away and try and save.
Yeah, let's see what SK's money is at really quickly. So yeah, they will be able to buy next round and have a full buy at that, but Cold knows that he's probably not going to win this round, so just sets up, see if he gets anybody pushing towards jungle, and is going to keep this off for the following round. JDM been very silent this half, though. But regardless, it is the T side, and they are 5-5 on T side Mirage, so I mean that's good if you're Liquid. You're happy with that.
And again, Fallen losing that first battle there as he tried to play aggressively. They dispatched Phelps for trading out a few kills, but that's really all they get going. And for coldzera, there wasn't a whole lot that he could even do with things falling apart on the A site so quickly. That full buy comes back in for SK. Fallen having the op as well, getting donated over towards him. Team Liquid back into having JDM with his own opping power too, so really top mid control going into the hands of Nitro here, but the rest of the team actually really not going for that for the most part. They've actually stacked 3 right outside of the apartments. And we'll now start to pull these guys back, actually. After being smoked out inside of there, regrouping, but then recommitting now as well to those back halls. Get ready to possibly start for a push through. In the meanwhile, Stanislaw on his own, lurking into the palace, has a position out there. And may actually be able to contribute a whole lot to sell this possible fake, but we don't know if it's a fake yet. Again, the bomb's now going back again towards T-spawn, so it could lead itself to be another A hit. They send it out towards mid, so it's like a 1-3-1 right now. They've left the bomb back. Molly's gonna send Taco out. JDM missing the shot onto Taco, but the Molly still did about 60 damage overall. And now Liquid taking basically free mid control. They still haven't cleared out connect or anything though, so the Molly's going to come in and restrict them even further. This is another round with the timer is probably going to get dropped down to a good 30 to 20 seconds before they actually even start their execute. As we can see right now, they're just beginning to go for it. Fur has remained completely quiet this entire time. I think he saw the guy up on top of Cat here, and now coldzera is going to come in to bail out his teammate as full attention was on the connector. Nitro did take down Fur, but coldzera catches Nitro, readjusting there. 4v2 will be the status quo here as the remaining 2 players do try to push their way back in through the connectors. They had dropped the bomb, but they don't even get close. It's a shutdown from SK as they retake the lead once more, going up 6-5.
That was awesome by SK. So Fur takes contact and connector, gets that freebie. Just nobody, he does that all the time. Nobody ever expects it for some reason. He's always close right connector late round, and it's such a good spot. And then Cold just swings towards window, and of course the players bottom connector are just going to be looking towards connector. Especially that late in the round with no smokes on Cat either, or anything like that, or window. Cold can just swing out freely, get that shot in the back of ESL, and then, you know, connects on 2 more after that. But that's pretty awesome. That's a good setup.
Well, now Team Liquid just trying to deploy early smokes and one and over in towards A. They're on a pretty much full save besides Stan. So it's still not really going to be bringing a whole lot to the table to actually try and upset here. P250s and Tech 9s, along with Stan having the P250 armor buy and utility. But that's really going to be it. Twist doesn't buy anything at all to a Glock, and it's the same story for JDM. So fast up Cat, but Fur's waiting for them, so he catches a first. Phelps helping out with the second. And Fur gets the third on his own as Taco smashes the 4th and 5th players. Indeed, Liquid don't get very far at all there as SK continues to grow their own lead. And Team Liquid more than likely going to have to half buy again here. Decide to actually go for it. 2 AKs and ump. Stan, interestingly, just getting a P250 again. JDM having the up. So a bit of an awkward buy for those guys. Molly's fast up on top too as they want to put out their own aggression this time. And so far, working out well. Fur getting 2 quick kills, falling back. Was going to be chased by Nitro, but the problem is Coldzera just shut Nitro down before he could even get out into the open. So once again, SK aggression works out beautifully. And within the first 15 seconds of the round, we're already down to a 2v5.
Yeah, JDM just not having a good day so far, man. It's a kill that he could definitely get onto Fur.
Stan wants that M4. But he's going to have to work for it here as he actually finds an op a little bit closer off as he creeps his way up. Actually, that's an AK, excuse me. But now Twist kind of leading the charge as they creep up towards connector while having Stan hold a back angle. The flashbangs are perfect. And look at that. Phelps just right out. So I had 2 more to the kill counter for him as SK clean up another round while having no one going down. So we're going to go into attack pause now from Team Liquid. As again, many of these past 2-3 rounds have just fallen completely flat.
Yeah, they don't even make it difficult on Fur, though. There's no flashes. When you watch SK take mid control next half, I almost guarantee you, while someone's going behind the box, connector molly's down, double flashes go behind the player that's jumping to the box, and you could even flash on the slope as well. And then, that kind of punishes that. But, Fur just runs up there. He catches one, like, little half flash, but I mean, that's not going to be enough to deter him or stop him or anything, or even give any players on Liquid an advantage. So
it continues to deficit Liquid here, as they were actually looking pretty good towards the middle of this half to really fight against SK. At the very least, hold a close scoreline, and even if SK closes out in these last 2 rounds, this is still not a bad T-sided half at all to go 10-5, assuming that they start off strong on the CT side. But that is the big key, is making sure that they do keep their CT side good and well. And obviously, if they are bringing some firepower here to their T side, picking up 1 or 2 more rounds here certainly is not going to hurt their case.
Yeah, but I mean, Liquid did win pistol, so the only other gun rounds they won, there was the Tech 9 round right at B, but what was the other round?
I don't remember. To be completely honest.
Me either.
It was 4 rounds ago. That wasn't the Tech 9 round, I don't think.
No.
Trying to think now, really.
Yeah, I know. Now I can't think about anything else until I remember that.
That wasn't when... Oh, I remember it now. Remember they played like really aggressively in connector and T-Ramp? Fallen like took a duel versus
Oh,
Stan.
yeah. Stan flanked him in connector and flanked both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the round.
And then the connector guys only traded like 2 kills out, so Cold had to try and 1v3. All right, there we
he
go.
ended up saving the up. Genius Blue.
Just took a good like 2 minutes to remember. So Team Liquid back on to just a half buy here before they go into the last round with the full buy. Tech 9's most of their players here, but others ending up with PT50s and Stan not buying anything at all once again. Lee's trying to swing back out through underpass really quickly here, but Fur catching the kill. Phelps grabbing a second now. He does mess up against Twist, so we see the trade coming in there. And in the meantime, JDM tried to just jump through the smoke and connector. Killed Zera, was wise to that, however. And with Fur dispatching of Twist, Nitro goes down quickly after that. Forced attempt, didn't work out. Wiped that one off the board. Now's their real attempt.
Yeah, and Fallen just kind of holding A by himself almost every single round. Fur just running wild around middle. I mean, connector, catwalk, he's getting kills. He's pushing up middle. Phelps and Cold playing off of his aggression to perfection. Fur just an animal.
Well, now we're going to have to see if SK can continue to close out, or if Team Liquid have brought a little bit something special for the last round here. They do push all their players to the back halls yet again. Nitro moving himself over towards top mid here, but Fallen won't be able to spot a lot of this. As you can see, he's just really taking pot shots through the smoke there to hopefully connect on one or two players, but, well, they may have overstated the amount that's actually there. And Taco is going to have a big amount of players to stop on himself. However, gets two, almost three of them. One's dropped down to about 7 HP, and he gets both of them as well. Twits and Elige go down. Taco has himself a massive round there, and it closes out the half, 10-5 in the favor of SK. Dominant stuff from them. And Liquid, unfortunately, only able to pick up 2 rounds beyond their first 3 off of the pistol. So we'll see if they have anything to show us on the CT side, or if this will become a dominant map for SK.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, Mountain Dew League, and ESEA.
And welcome back again, folks. We're live here on Mirage, in case you haven't been with us. It's Team Liquid versus SK. SK, of course, holding the lead, coming off of their own CT side here. 10-5 now. And we'll have to see if they can carry that forward on the T side to close out on this first map, which most of our analysts, including you, thought that would be the case.
Yeah, I mean, SK is, I don't know, I really do think Mirage is going to be like their best map and is going to overtake Train. You know, when they had FNX, Train was their best map. But now with Phelps, it's just a different look, a different type of play style. I think we're going to see Mirage kind of, that's actually, this was their best map before it was Train, like when they first started emerging actually, even back on like Kaboom and stuff. They were pretty nuts on this map, so.
Yeah, this was like the Brazilian map for the longest time, so we saw a lot of confidence coming up from them on it. And Fur at the moment, as you can see, leading the stats, I think, so far for SK with 16-9 scoreline, 110 ADR. Some good stuff from him. The one you're going to be paying attention to is going to be the new addition from SK, as especially near mid, around that window. I think both UDays and Vendetta also talked about this, is that they can be pretty crazy in that area, just with the way he's able to be creative on it. Phelps, this is, of course, really destroy things. I know some of you may be getting excited seeing the Negevs being played around with in the warm-up here, but they are actually banned in the match itself, so you won't be seeing them there. I thought we'd see that yesterday too, but apparently they had like a gentleman's agreement thing going on. No fun allowed.
No.
It is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like the NFL, the no fun league. So Roger Goodell turned the NFL into. Can't even do touchdown celebrations anymore.
I thought that was only college you can do that.
No, there's like T.O. and Ocho Cinco. Do you know who those guys are?
I think I've heard of Ocho Cinco.
Chad Johnson. No, they were doing the most ridiculous touchdown dances in the NFL, and it was awesome. And then like the NFL just cracked down on it. And everyone calls the NFL the No Fun League.
But why?
Why? Because I mean, it was kind of like it was just like a love-hate relationship with things like that. Some people loved it, and some people just absolutely hated it. You know, I mean, they were doing some ridiculous stuff, but I loved it. I think it's awesome.
Well, we're back into the match now, though, so let's bring the discussion back over Counter-Strike, because we'll see who Team Liquid can win.
I think Randy Moss mooned Packer fans, right? Didn't he? I think so. There was some ridiculous
that one I could understand, but
or like at least faked it.
yeah. He made the gesture, but he didn't actually do it. So Team Liquid, again, keep in mind, winning the first pistol round here in pretty dominant fashion, too. Nitro just having himself an ace, and nicely done from Stan. Waltzes right up to the window and comes back towards mid to find a second one, too. That one's mid-air against Phelps. In the meanwhile, they did get the plant. The problem is they're losing all their teammates. They're not trading at all. They dropped the Liege, but that was it. Twist now gets himself a second. Fallen's alone now, and they're just going to push right up against him, overwhelming it. He tagged one. That's Nitro at 6 HP, but Twist gets himself a third. And there you go. Team Liquid again, just looking monstrous on these pistol rounds.
Yeah, I mean, they have some insane pistol players. Nitro, I think, is one of the best pistol players in NA. Stan's insane with the pistol. And obviously, Twist and Leech are great, too. I think JDM's pistol is decent. I don't think it's at the level of the others. Obviously, that's not his main role, right? His main role is to op. Right now, his main role is just to kind of die as he's doing their team. Just messing around. No, but they really do have some insane pistol players.
And SK now, as they do buy into the second round, we're going to see them just push over here towards top mid, specifically Phelps will early on. The rest of the team, I mean, just splitting up across the map essentially here. Probably going to have those backhauls guys go through underpass, the group up in mid, and then the two more will execute on day. So they'll attempt to pinch more than likely. So they're just waiting this out early on to pen off any aggression that Liquid would throw at them.
Yeah, and they opt not to wait for that third round buy. They just buy on that second round. They have a pretty good buy. I mean, Tech-9s, a Deeg, 2 umps.
Still with a decent amount of smokes. And
why is Nitro playing B, though? This guy should be playing Catwalk.
They don't.
Oh, actually, he probably is playing Catwalk, and then Stan's playing B normally. Just on this round, he's playing B. That would make sense.
Because other than that, they have like a Legion window. Right?
Well, before they had Pimp playing Catwalk, and every time we cast Liquid, I'm like, Nitro needs to be in the secondary off spots. Like, this guy is insane.
Well, Legion still waiting to see if he can spot this play for mid. I mean, SK, just as soon as they got in those initial positions, they froze up. And now, obviously trying to make the noise to really sell that B fake if it works out. And in fact, it is even drawing a player over that was in the window previously. Taco catches that first kill on Twist, and swings open this side. JDM's caught looking the wrong direction there. Phelps will get that kill. Cold Zera gets another one. And there you go. That's full A site control. Only 2 left on Team Liquid. This is almost a guaranteed eco here now. But they're still going to try to swing in, battle it back a bit. Stand with 1. Tries to go for the second, though, but is caught up by 2 additional players from SK. Now it's just looking at Nitro for a 1v4, and he's already backing up the save.
Wow. That was so clean. They fake B. The B guys go under underpass. Not sure exactly what's going on the other side of the map. I think there was 1A halls, 1A ramp, and 1 mid. JDM just gets kind of caught in no man's land. Taco entries with a 1D, I assume at A. But just very, very quickly just ends the round. So that B fake, as Nash was just trying to save, it got a nice shot. So generally, what I think happens is, right, they fake B. That pulls off the mid player, who's usually around window, towards market. Now all of a sudden, that connector player is probably watching Catwalk, but then bam, they're going underpass and top mid. And since A site died, JDM had to worry about his right as well. So as soon as he looks to his right, I think it was Fur maybe that came down middle and killed him. And all of a sudden, everybody else is just, they're all out of position. They have to go through the window, they have to go through CT spawn, and the site's open.
So this will bring Team Liquid into a 4-spy round. But look at how quickly SK are moving out from the ramp. Specifically, Cold Zera out here, gets a pretty even trade in terms of damage overall, but the problem is JDM gets up close there with a 5-7 to pick up the kill, and Elige also dispatches a Taco inside of Palace. Fur changes up the dynamic a little bit here, but the Twist, okay, just walking back up, almost gets himself a double. Only ends up with 1, but that 1 is huge. This completely freely takes down one of the members of SK, and Phelps dinks him as well. Now JDM is probably going to move forward here just to reaffirm that position and make sure Phelps cannot push out from the Palace. And Fallen really is going to be the only one that can actually save this now, as more than likely Phelps is a goner. He'll be waiting for that smoke to fade away, but they'll still have to recommit as they are fully pushed into this. And there's not really a chance, at least at this point, to move back in. Fallen, though, saves his teammate's life off of that kill on JDM. And that may give them more hope yet, as it is looking like they may decide to pull back a little bit here. But for right now, it's mainly just to watch out for flanks. The same being done by Phelps. And both players from Liquid waiting on the steps right behind there. Stan, though, was caught Fallen, and now this falls to Phelps to pull off an incredible 1v2 clutch if he could even do it. But the last place they spotted him in was towards Palace. However, at the moment, nobody paying full attention to it. But Nitro on the repeat does catch him out. Team Ace for Team Liquid as they do close out on their 7th round.
Yeah, SK just kind of forcing it at A. But Liquid counter buys and has a pretty decent buy at that. Holds the site well. JDM is just having a rough game, though. I mean, he should have recognized that A ramp was open. He could have just walked out. I mean, that's the 2nd time in a row we saw him just get caught off guard. I know they won the round, but there's been quite a few like impact frags that he hasn't played well at.
Fur going for the fast play through underpass and even spots out JDM close up this time. However, JDM is going to give up that position, as also the rest of SK, or at least most of them, moving out towards top mid there, have also taken the control. Fur has a great position against Elige and just destroys him from there. It didn't even look like he was outside of the smoke enough, but apparently he was. So gets that pick up there. Phelps, this is the movement that we were talking a little bit about before, with his own capability to just play around with his window on his own regard. Moves into it. He'll wait to see if any of these CTs were hiding out inside of the ladder room that he could punish going towards that rat hole there. And in the meantime, JDM takes up a new position in the connector, and possibly a greedy one too. He's got to be careful peeking out here, as there's 3 players in a cross spray angle waiting for him on the outside. JDM challenges, but is immediately knocked out by Fur. Phelps gets the same fate against Stan. Twist with some good positioning here, though. Picks up 1 kill, doing good damage to a few more. Nitro also taking down Coldzera. That drops the bomb in the connector itself. Twist can now move out from Ticket Booth, give himself a little bit more room to work with. However, that'll go away pretty quickly. He's also being flanked out by Phelps from Ticket, but he realizes this. He looks out for it and is now paying attention to line up the headshot. There you go. The 2nd kill from Twist on this round, going for the 3rd against Taco now, and he's only taken 4 damage overall. This is great from him. A 3rd kill as he picks it up. There's only 1 more to go now, and it's going to be against Fur, who waits in the window room, and Nitro sinks the kill, gives Team Liquid another round.
That was so sick by Twist. Oh, man. That was... I don't even know, man. He just knew like the jungle guy wasn't going to peek him or anything, and just was open to him the whole time, but was not afraid at all. Just absolutely saves that round for Liquid. What a hold by him.
Yeah, taking a big risk on that position, as you said there too. So works out great for him. And now it puts SK onto a full eco round. They're going to try to rush their way out onto A, and Twist a little bit scared when he first spots it, but under control, traces the jump from Fallen to eliminate him. Nitro chiming in to knock out Phelps, and these quick rotates are going to shut this round down extremely quickly to give Liquid yet another round with no losses as well.
And off that round, that SK really should have won in that 5v2 versus Nitro. And Twist, Liquid making a bit of a comeback here. Fallen's gonna get the op. They have a pretty good buy. No Molotovs though on the T side. That makes middle control a lot more difficult to take quickly, since you can't molly off connector. Be somebody posted there.
Nade's going to get tossed out by JDM here, but it's a little bit late on its mark. If he had tossed it a second or two earlier, actually probably might have been able to connect a good 30 to 40 damage on 2 players, but misses the mark on that one. Fallen in the meantime, trying to creep back up and watch out for Cat or ladder room players, but for the most part, Liquid have just left mid open this time. They're going to allow SK to take control of it, and they've prioritized getting aggressive on A instead. Even going so far as to keep JDM outside of the window room, way back, you know, just outside of market right now. sort of preparing in the event that they do push in towards B, since they've got free reign over that. Since they've got free reign over A currently. But we've got some of the T's starting to push their way back in, but now in doing so, they're going to have to deal with players like Twist, who are posted up in the Palace. The players on ramp that decide to fall back, but here's Twist waiting for it now. Lines it up, but Taco
My goodness, Taco.
still makes the kill happen for himself. He was prepared for that one too, it seems. So down will go Twist. 5v4 early advantage for SK, and they've also got a pinch prepared as they weren't able to work their way into the ladder rooms. They've got that going for them too. coldzera is inside of the window room now. He's even jumped over there. And while JDM may try to go back into the crawl space, I think he actually realizes that they took up positions on Cat and very well could be sitting inside of there, trying to hunt him down specifically. But gets a bit impatient about it, so he creeps back in. Another coldzera, no JDM has spotted an opponent just yet. Elige is going to see the shadow of Phelps, so he gets a little bit of early intel. Nitro and Elige get those kills. The trade will come in from coldzera, as will it happen from Taco to knock out Nitro. Now just 2 left remaining here from Team Liquid. Time is going to be very low. Taco just swipes in to grab the bomb and tosses out the smoke. They know Elige is sitting outside of the A ramp there, so they can post up against him. The plant is going to happen with 5 seconds remaining on the clock, and now this is going to be essentially an impossible task for Elige here. 1v3. He's got Fallen and coldzera one-tappable, but with Taco still at full HP, along with the odds of the 1v3 to begin with, he does have to run away and end up saving this AK.
That's really interesting. If you notice, okay, so most people when you push a ramp, you go on the right side and you get above the vase. And it's a really good spot. Recently, I guess, people have been checking that. And I'm not sure who it was on SK that, I believe it was Phelps. Phelps actually like hard cleared it, so he crouch peeked it. But Elige was on the left side of it. So Phelps crouch peeks it. He doesn't see Elige because he's not on top of the vase. He's on the left of it. And Elige sees his arm and can kind of just, run out and MP9 him or whatever. So that was pretty interesting by him. I wonder if that was by design or if that's just kind of how it played out. Yeah, this kill right here is like, you really just have no business winning that duel if you're Taco. Like retaking A-holes like that, that should be very CT-sided. But Taco he's so good in those scenarios where he has a one-on-one battle.
Well, we did see Liquid getting close to closing the gap, but the problem is now SK back into the mix themselves. So they're going to continue to push back forward, and now going for very fast mid control once again here. Fur already through underpass, smoking out the window room, smoking out connector over there too. Getting ready to deploy a few more, possibly to line themselves up. They've just got a 1-3-1 split, so the options are open towards either site, but going towards B might be a little bit risky with this 2-man stack over on top of Cat. They're going to get aggressive with it, too, to push back out. Twist, Nitro, both connecting on the kills there. Still going to be one alive, and specifically you've got Fur sitting back down below, right outside of the underpass here. Wanting to try and take these guys down. He's hiding in the cubby. They'll check for that, but Fur, the timing on it works out great. He finds Nitro. Elige was looking the wrong way, battles it back, and now it's SK with the man advantage. However, Stan with his own aggressive play, walks into a frag on Taco, takes him back down.
He's not going to expect Fur reflanking B, though.
And as he creeps back, Stan is fully paying attention back over there towards the edge of the bottom of mid, towards like the window room, but still, Phelps gets the kill anyway. And now it's falling to JDM to pull this one off. And he's already low, 43 HP, which means that I think the guys from SK may actually know where he is, and they might just go towards B. They obviously got to be careful crossing over through the connector, as he's going to peek into that, but he misses the Q on that peek.
He doesn't even know.
No, they didn't even see him. So
yeah, they saw him, though,
yeah,
but he didn't see them.
So Phelps finishing off the job by eliminating JDM there, and this beautiful play from Fur as well. Perfect timing on the swing out from the cubby.
Yeah, and it started out great for Liquid on that mid control, like mid-round mid control, but just being a little bit too aggressive. I mean, they had middle, they got the kills, they just need to react to anybody pushing out of A and just holding their spots. Instead, they get.
All right.
Poor JDM, man. This guy is having just a tough time.
So JDM just gets deleted.
We've all been there, man.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
And now Phelps just catching 2 more out in mid by circumstance, it seems. 1 more to go. It's Stanislaw. coldzera doesn't have a problem getting that kill. SK continuing to push forward up to 14 now as we go into what could be the last full buy round from Liquid should SK take control of this one.
JDM's a LAN player, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I told you that last time they were playing. He's way better on LAN. I'm telling you, way better.
These aren't the land pings from that
No,
last game.
they aren't. These are
online.
How can you perform with 18 ping? It's nearly impossible.
Yeah, Phelps getting a nice spray down here. Just kind of hops his way into it, along with the first kill, just the deletion of JDM. Full buys back into it. Does not give JDM the op. Unfortunately, probably wouldn't lead to too much success anyway, based on the way things have been going so far. 3 and 19. And Fur starting to push his way over here to the apartments early on. Definitely knows that there's van pressure, so paying attention to that one takes him home, but he gets the headshot, and now knows Coldzera's jumping back up, so he's going to get, or excuse me, Stanislav jumping back up, so he's going to get that kill too. Coldzera gets the kill into Elige before going down to Twist over on the A-bomb site. So it puts us down to a 4v2 favorite for SK, and Taco still being a problem for these A players wanting to rotate to the other site. Twist is going to push himself into Palace to try and directly challenge Taco, but then decides against it. And then meanwhile, out at mid, Phelps knocking out JDM. The round, it's over. Twist just trying to survive now so they can have that AK for the next round. Succeed in picking up at least 1 kill. But that is all he's going to get. No save, SK, I'm sure the money's good enough for them, so they're not going to be worried about those 2 lost players, and indeed it is. Average between 4 to 8K for everybody on that team. They're all good to rebuy.
Yeah, and Liquid, they knew Fur was there. They probably counted down to like 3, 2, 1 peak. But Stan kind of messed up his jump a little bit, and Nitro peaked way too early. If he waited until Stan could swing and then peaked, they would have killed him. Instead, the timing was off, and Fur gets 2 1v1s instead of the 2v1 where both are shooting at him at the same time like they wanted.
Well, Team Liquid now trying to just go back to the usual 3-2 stack with very little mid presence at all. They've got JDM watching out for the connector, though, and that's what was important here. It takes the close-up battle on Fur, winning that one out, giving him the AK as well. So Team Liquid off to a slight advantage here, but Taco's going to try to change that now, as Elige will hold the close sandwich position, but he's not actually actively looking out for it, so he's able to move back in. Elige late on his peek, and because Elige doesn't get that kill, now JDM peeks into it, but Taco's also ready for that jungle peek. Takes out JDM, brings the advantage back over to SK. Phelps already inside of the ladder, but not paying attention to his backside. So Nitro gets a free one off of that one. Pushing in, finds Phelps for free, takes him down, evens us up again. And keep in mind too, Elige, he's not been spotted yet. So Taco may call that as clear. And they may not even decide to check for that one. Even so, they're going to get a second player coming in to assist, but it's a little bit aggressive from Stanislav. Elige finally decides to swing back out. That's where Taco's going to get the kill. Only one remaining. It's Nitro. They know he got a kill around Cat earlier. And they're going to be paying attention to this as he pushes himself over inside of the window room. Smoke just going to get directly in his way as he does start to push outside. Catches 1 kill, but traded out immediately afterwards by Coldzera. So we do indeed see SK claiming dominance over Mirage with a final score, I believe, of 16-9 at the end of it.
Yeah, that SKT side, man.
Yeah,
It's
brutal.
I mean, Fur was an absolute beast that game.
As we generally expect there now. So Fur really coming into form, and Liquid, I mean, some good stuff from them on T side in a few of the rounds there, but for the most part kind of falling flat, giving them that huge advantage. And then
JDM didn't show up at all.
Yeah.
He really had a tough game. I mean, when your main opper has, I don't even think he got an op kill. Can you recall one time he got an op kill?
Nope.
Yeah.
I think it was pistol kills, like pistol round kills.
If he didn't get an op kill one time, I don't think they got 1 op kill that game. I cannot recall 1 op kill.
Well, on that note,
Trace is just going like, why are you looking at me, man? Like,
we'll bring and yeah, look, we do have the stats now. So JDM didn't get any kills with an op at all.
I don't think anybody on their team got a sniper kill.
Nope. So we'll bring the analysts into the conversation now and see if they can remember if anyone else got an op kill. Just no presence for them on the op at all, right?
Yeah, we kind of highlighted that at the start of or before the game as well, that JDM was kind of the one advantage they had when he went pound for pound, because of Fallen hadn't had the best performance of his career up to this point, and this was kind of JDM's chance to really stick it to SK, and that very clearly didn't happen.
Very clearly didn't happen. I mean, a very rough one from JDM and a slow start, but it's also something to be said when you have a guy like Fur running around deleting people off the map.
Yeah, well, to be fair, not a lot of people could contain Fur in this game.
Nuts.
When you get over to the T side as well, he has Phelps with him as well, so you could see, what Eric was talking through, during Stromberg strategies, the fact that, SK are just so strong at taking over mid, and you can see how they work in a nice tandem to just demolish
Fur
opponents.
rocking 104 ADR.
Yeah, casual.
Just a casual 104. I mean, even in one of the replays we have for you guys, it's very much We're going to run it now.
Yeah.
Check this out.
He's made it into a bit of a science, actually, the way he approaches mid. You can tell the smoke is actually perfectly lined up to the point where Leash feels safe that he can peek over the smoke. Ends up with him finding the opening frag. And again, that forces rotations from Liquid, as you can see. Stanislaw making his way over from Market in towards CPL. And as all of this happens, you have, I think it's JDM who's going to push into connector here. And in a matter of seconds, you have SK Gaming, instead of just having a man advantage, they've already set up towards mid, and Phelps has already gotten into his familiar position outside of window, which he pretty much does, feels like every time he goes into mid. And they're just fully able to just pounce on this immediately. So it goes from a 1-man advantage to a 3-man advantage within the span of half a second. So even though Twist, that's kind of the issue with SK, right? Like, even though they didn't have the weaponry or the utility to actually do a whole lot that round, they still managed to do a ton of economic damage to Team Liquid. And in all honesty, they probably should have been able to close the round on from this point on. But Twist, just with some remarkable game sense, really, and understanding of what's going on around them, was able to equalize things and bring back Liquid into the game with the help of Nitro.
No, absolutely. I mean, how many times did we see the numbers game far more in favor of SK throughout that matchup?
A ton of times, actually. And, even though the end result maybe not or doesn't look that bad for Team Liquid, I didn't think that was a good showing at all. You have to consider the fact that they won both pistols in this game. And on the T side, one of the 2 rounds that wasn't off the back of a pistol round that they got was a Tech 9 rush. So in essence, they only really had 1 buy round that they managed to take off of SK. And that kind of just tells you how dominant SK were for the better part of this game.
Absolutely. Well, we do have another map.
Yeah,
okay,
we
so
do.
the first one goes the way of SK. We're going to go into Inferno next. We're double dipping Inferno today. It must be Thursday or something around here. It's wild. But anyway, we're going to see them going into Inferno. We could probably expect a little bit heightened of a game, or are we going to have the sort of similar storyline we had here?
Heightened in terms of quality, not sure, because, again, new map. But I think it's going to be a closer game in that sense because it is new for both teams. SK had some showings on the map in the past and done fairly well for themselves, while Liquid has been a bit iffy on it. The wins they have aren't necessarily against the strongest opponents, but they wouldn't have picked this map going in versus SK if they didn't have something prepared for it. So I think this is one of the maps that Liquid are looking to make one of their staples.
Absolutely, and there's plenty of opportunity to do that. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we've got Troit Commando versus Liquid here on Inferno.